This video brings an urgent message about what people have been saying about how you look. They keep telling you that you resemble someone special, but you've been missing the deeper spiritual meaning behind their words. This isn't just another compliment or casual observation. It contains a divine revelation about your true identity. Jesus has been trying to show you why these comments keep happening, but he's concerned you might dismiss them as coincidence. The message you're about to receive has been carefully arranged to reach you at this exact moment. In your spiritual journey, don't scroll away, because what you're about to learn could transform how you see yourself forever. There's a divine appointment happening right now as you discover the spiritual truth behind what people see when they look at you. This isn't ordinary feedback about your appearance. It's a divine alert about your spiritual identity being revealed through your physical form. Jesus has been watching as people make these comments about who you look like, knowing each one carries sacred significance. Missing this particular revelation could mean overlooking your true spiritual calling that's written in your very features. This message marks a limited time spiritual window that's opening in your life right now to understand what these resemblance comments really mean. Jesus cares so deeply about your identity and purpose that he would be genuinely concerned if you failed to recognize this divine communication happening through your appearance. That's why this message found you today. Your attention to this video isn't by chance. It's a divinely orchestrated moment designed to help you see the spiritual truth that others have been noticing in your face, but you might have been walking right past without understanding its sacred meaning. Every time someone has said you look like a certain person, that moment was divinely arranged. Every comment about your resemblance to someone special has been heaven's way of speaking to you. All the times you've wondered why people keep making the same comparison, yet brushed it off as coincidence, have been spiritual signals you were meant to notice. Your confusion about these repeated comments hasn't gone unnoticed. Those moments when strangers would stop and say you remind them of someone important. Jesus saw your bewilderment, the times when your appearance seemed to trigger recognition in others, yet you felt uncertain about what it meant. That searching was acknowledged in heaven. The questions you've carried about your identity and purpose, sometimes wondering if your looks held special meaning, have all been valid spiritual instincts. Physical appearance isn't always random, and divine resemblances aren't always obvious. Jesus understands this mystery, which is why he's making this particular revelation about your spiritual identity so clear. You can't possibly miss it. The resemblance people keep mentioning appears in everyday conversations, but is often overlooked because it seems too simple to be divine communication. This spiritual sign shows up when strangers comment on who you look like, when photos reveal unexpected similarities, or when people say you remind them of someone significant. It appears in the repeated names or historical figures that people mention when they see you. It emerges in the consistent themes about your appearance that keep catching others' attention. This resemblance is uniquely meaningful to your specific spiritual calling, something Jesus has personally designed in your features to reveal your purpose. It connects directly to the prayers you've been praying about your identity and the spiritual questions you've been asking about your calling. Jesus chose your particular appearance because it reflects a divine heritage that speaks to hearts in a language only those with spiritual eyes would fully recognize. When you finally understand who you truly resemble, you'll wonder how you ever missed the sacred significance before. When you recognize the spiritual truth behind these appearance comments, many puzzling aspects of your identity will suddenly make perfect sense. Unexplained feelings of connection to certain spiritual figures, dreams about historical people, and inner knowing about your purpose will all connect in a beautiful moment of divine clarity. Jesus has wonderful news for you today. Your spiritual identity is being revealed through your physical form, and important transformations in how you see yourself are happening right now. The divine has captured something unique about your calling and your very features, and now you've been chosen to understand this special revelation. This moment marks something significant in your relationship with your true self. It's a clear indication that your spiritual awareness is growing stronger every day. Something incredibly meaningful is unfolding in your understanding of divine identity, far deeper than you might have imagined possible. The recognition of this resemblance begins a spiritual awakening that will touch every area of your life and calling. There's a wave of heavenly attention surrounding your identity right now. You're becoming more spiritually aware of your divine heritage, naturally drawing recognition from others who see the sacred resemblance in your features. Understanding who you truly look like brings a heightened awareness of your spiritual gifts and calling. More insights about your purpose will begin flowing to you than ever before. This isn't happening by chance. It's a carefully arranged blessing, designed specifically for this season of your spiritual awakening. Your prayers about identity and purpose matter more than you realize. Your spiritual sensitivity inspires heaven to reveal truth through your very appearance. Your faith makes a difference in how others recognize the divine in you. This sacred resemblance shows that Jesus deeply values your unique calling and the way He's designed you to reflect spiritual truth. Each time someone has noticed who you look like, it's been heaven preparing you to understand the deeper meaning of your divine identity and sacred purpose. The timing of this revelation about your appearance is no coincidence. It comes now because you're spiritually ready to embrace your true identity. This precise moment has been divinely chosen because you've grown in faith and self-understanding. Your spiritual eyes are now open enough to see the sacred significance that others have been recognizing in your features. Your heart has expanded through life experiences. Your wisdom about divine purpose has deepened through spiritual growth. Your soul is now prepared to receive this identity revelation more clearly than ever before. All the questions you've wrestled with about your calling have been preparation for understanding who you truly resemble. Nothing in your spiritual journey has been wasted. Every experience has shaped your readiness to embrace this divine resemblance. This particular revelation about your appearance is connected to larger spiritual movements happening in the world right now. Jesus is revealing similar identity truths to those who are spiritually alert and ready to step into their divine calling through embracing who they look like. If you're feeling blessed by this divine revelation about your spiritual identity, please consider sending a super thanks of $5, $10, $20, or more to support our channel's mission of helping people discover their true divine resemblance. Your generosity helps these spiritual insights reach those who desperately need to understand their sacred identity. When you give, you participate in a sacred exchange that allows us to continue creating content that connects people with heaven's revelations about their divine appearance and calling. As you begin to understand the spiritual meaning behind what people see when they look at you, new awareness about your calling will naturally develop. This clearer vision of your divine resemblance brings new responsibilities, not just to embrace your identity, but to live up to the spiritual heritage reflected in your features. Don't view these responsibilities as burdens, but as sacred opportunities to participate in the work of whoever you resemble. This revelation signals it's time to step into spiritual maturity and embody the qualities that others see in your appearance. Finding balance becomes essential during this identity awakening. While celebrating this new understanding of your divine resemblance, remember to nurture your practical faith through prayer, scripture, and community. These spiritual disciplines have shaped who you are and will continue to support you as you grow into this expanded role. Jesus is inviting you to become more than just someone who looks like a spiritual figure, but someone who lives like them too. As you become aware of this divine resemblance others have been seeing, think about how you can help people who are missing similar truths about their own appearance. Your experience shows that Jesus constantly communicates through physical features. Even when we fail to recognize the spiritual significance, heaven witnesses every moment when someone finally understands their divine identity through their appearance. Your story of recognizing who you truly look like brings hope to people struggling with self-image or wondering if their features hold spiritual meaning. Your awareness becomes a light that helps others develop eyes to see the sacred heritage reflected in their own faces. This revelation about your resemblance isn't meant to be a private blessing. It's an invitation to help others experience the same divine identity awakening. Jesus often works through those who have recently discovered their spiritual resemblance to help awaken others who are still missing the sacred significance of their own appearance and the calling it represents. As you navigate this new understanding of your divine resemblance, stay consistently connected to the truth of what your appearance represents. Jesus reminds you that while recognizing one spiritual truth about your identity is wonderful, it's just the beginning of a lifetime of living in that divine calling. Maintain the spiritual clarity that allowed you to see this sacred resemblance in the first place. Guard against returning to old self-image struggles or identity confusion that made you miss the significance of these appearance comments in the past. Let your awareness of this divine heritage continue to flow from genuine faith and daily connection to your spiritual purpose. With this new understanding of who you resemble comes ongoing responsibility to embody the qualities of that spiritual figure. Use this revelation wisely to discern your true calling from false identity messages. Embrace this journey with both humility and confidence, showing others that recognizing divine resemblance comes from staying connected to Jesus daily through prayer, worship, and obedient action. When He reveals your purpose, picture a future where you fully embrace the divine identity reflected in your appearance. Imagine spiritual doors opening because people recognize this sacred heritage in your features. Divine appointments arriving precisely when your resemblance creates the right connections, and your understanding of your calling expanding beyond anything you've experienced before. Jesus stands with you, encouraging you to embrace this journey of divine identity with complete confidence. This is truly your moment to experience deeper purpose through accepting who you were created to look like. This marks the beginning of a time when your spiritual gifts, calling, and impact will be more powerful than ever before. Accept this blessing with gratitude, and remember that you're surrounded by divine support on this journey of living in your true identity. The path ahead holds countless opportunities to fulfill the calling that's written in your very features. What joy awaits as you learn to embrace the divine heritage that others have been seeing in your face all along. If this identity revelation has awakened something deep in your spirit, please consider blessing our channel with a super thanks of $5, $10, $20, or whatever amount feels right to you. Your support creates a beautiful spiritual exchange and allows us to continue sharing these divine identity revelations with those who need them most. Your generosity helps fund our mission to help others recognize the sacred significance of their appearance in these important times. If you're ready to embrace who you truly resemble, type 999 in the comments below as your declaration of divine identity acceptance. The journey of embracing your divine resemblance continues beyond this revelation as you step into new understanding of your spiritual identity. Stay grounded in Scripture and prayer that keeps your calling clear and strong. Every time you embody the qualities of who you look like, you become the exact confirmation someone else has been waiting to see. Your growing spiritual confidence serves as inspiration for others, wondering if their appearance holds sacred meaning. To move forward with an embracing heart, a confident mind, and a purposeful spirit ready to fulfill the calling reflected in your features. Create opportunities for others to recognize their own divine resemblance as you enjoy the clarity coming your way. The spiritual language of identity has always been part of how Jesus communicates calling through physical form. By choosing to embrace who you look like, You join a long tradition of faithful people who have learned to see divine purpose reflected in their very appearance and lived it out with courage.